What up, and welcome to the iBall Radio Live. We are here live from the 42nd Annual Huntsville City Classic here at Huntsville High School in Huntsville, Alabama. On day 2, man, hopefully you've been staying up to date with iBallRadio.com. All the updates from each game that has been played all weekend long. We've been trying our best to keep y'all updated in real time, but sometimes it don't happen like that, but we keep it coming for y'all, man. But right now, y'all know who I am, D-Will the coach, sitting here with my guy, Lance Gilbert. Y'all know him as Lance from Huntsville. And of course, Breezy's in the building on the 1s and 2s. What up, party people, man? Lance, day 2. Been a great day.
A lot of shock.
Yeah.
A lot of awe.
A lot of things that weren't expected, right? We got a unexpected Final Four that's about to tip off right now, man. We got Grissom versus Buckhorn after Buckhorn laid a slacking to Fairfield this morning in the first game of day 2, 77-29. Lance, you were here for that entire game. We came in a little late, but we did catch a lot of that basketball game. Kind of tell us, man, what did you see in that game this morning? Buckhorn versus Fairfield in what we know as what you call shock and awe.
Well, Buckhorn could not miss. That really was the name of the game. They came out, just destroyed the three-point line in the first quarter, and it was never close from there.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't because Fairfield was not – I mean, they were on the court. I promise they were on the court.
Yeah, they were there.
The stat line may not look like it.
Right.
But they just were unconscious from the three-point line. It was quite interesting to watch.
And like you say, man, Buckhorn in the first half went 10 from 19 in the first half from 3, right? If you hit 10 three-pointers in the first half in any high school basketball game, bro, you can go ahead and lock that up. That's probably going to be a win. Now, it's going to be a 77-29, 50-point slacking. I don't know. However, that's what they did. Like I say, we're looking at the stat sheet right now, 10 for 29. Like you said, I think they went 7 for 8 in the first quarter. Like, if you get – that's a tough team to beat. And we understand Fairfield's out of town. They're staying in the hotels. They probably were up late, hanging out, chilling, not really knowing, hey, we got a 9 o'clock game in the morning. I need to get my rest after playing yesterday.
I'll be honest. Watching warm-ups, I thought Fairfield had the advantage. They had all the energy. Buckhorn looked like still got a little sleep in their eye.
Right.
But it was the other way around.
Right. Man, it was interesting to see, man. So that was game 1 of the day, man. A blowout. We will talk losers bracket also because I watched the game in the back gym today that I really wanted to get at, man. And that is the Mae Jemison Ramsey game. That was a very good basketball game, right? Even the Florence James Clemens game, which is an area matchup, which got heated between the coaches, the benches, to the point where they didn't even shake hands in the handshake line, right? They just went their separate ways. Coaches went their separate ways. It got a scrum. Even after they went their separate ways, they had to go through the same door to get to the locker room. It was a little mix-up in the locker room of area opponents, man. So that was an interesting game to see also. So it was 2 good back gym games today. The front gym hadn't been so good, right? We had some games turn out to be okay, right? Okay, but it was a shocking Grissom early in the day, pulling out a win over Sparkman. In that game we saw, Grissom pulling out the win over Sparkman. What do you think about that game?
Ricketts got his 1,000th point in his career.
Okay, well, there it is. Caden Ricketts. Bob Jones scores his 1,000th point of his career here in the Huntsville City Classic, man. So, yeah, a bunch of good games we talked about. We watched Huntsville High beat Thompson. In that game, Lance, you thought it was going to be a blowout.
I thought Huntsville was going to just because Thompson just does not have that size on the inside.
Right.
Now they do have some size.
Yeah, big boy.
But he's a finesse guy out on the perimeter.
Right.
Nothing wrong with his game. He's got a good game. But he's not that banger brute guy down low that can kind of, negate some of the sides that Huntsville High's got and Braden Rivers going downhill and the style that Huntsville High plays. And
like I say, it was going to be tough. And we looked at the stat sheet, right, later in that game. And when we were talking about it, and we said this, Lance, we brought this to attention that where's my guy?
Carson McKinney only played about 15 minutes.
Yeah, he played 15:35. That's what I was trying to look up. Carson McKinney only played 15 minutes. But here's the thing. He sat most of the third and into the fourth quarter. He sat most of the second half. And I'm going to tell you, he got a technical foul. Coach pulled him after that. He might not have put him in for that, but I'm not sure if that was the reason. it was hard for him to keep up with that pace of Huntsville High, right? Even though he had a very good first half, and like I say, he led them in scoring, if I'm not mistaken, in the first half.
He was hot.
Yeah,
he kept them in the game. You know, they were leading
right
in that game at some time.
Right, and like I say, he knocked down 2 threes in the first half, so he was playing well, right? But the technical foul, the pace of Huntsville High, kind of took him out of the game. That was another good one on the day.
I'll tell you one thing I'm enjoying about this tournament, Derek, is there are kids and coaches that got some emotion. They are invested. They are invested in doing well.
Right, and you love to see that, man. You love to see guys really have control of their programs. You love to see kids buying into the program and what the coaches are saying, what the coaches are teaching, and really loving that. So it's interesting to watch. The crowd has been amazing here. It's been packed out ever since, and we've been talking the whole time. If y'all see behind us, y'all see all the traffic. There's some kids in here, man. Some high school kids in here, y'all. I'm afraid to look at their Apple Watches and see their steps, because they are lapping Huntsville High right now, man. They are. I mean, but it's good to see. Right, it's good to see young kids out supporting. That's why I love this tournament. That's why I love North Alabama basketball. But a guy being from Montgomery is because of what they put into basketball. Right, the crowd has been absolutely amazing. The basketball has been really high level and it's been competitive. You know what I mean? So, but here we are, man. We're watching right now in the back gym. Right now, we got Hazel Green and Florence going on in the losers bracket game, and right now we got Grissom versus Buckhorn about to play in the Final Four to see who advances to the championship game tomorrow night. In the other semifinal game will be Huntsville High versus Bob Jones to see who will play in that championship game. So, Lance, let me just ask you this. What has been your most impressive thing over the tournament so far?
You know, there have been some coaches that have made some halftime adjustments that have either won or lost the game for their team.
Right.
And I can think about some very specifically that were huge turnabouts.
Right.
And I love good coaching.
Right.
So they're not just going in there and getting some Gatorade at halftime. They're actually drawing something up on the chalkboard and making those adjustments to win the game.
Exactly, man. And like I say, the coaching in the state of Alabama has gotten really better, a lot better. And I'm gonna mention something, Lance. This is really on me. I really think this tournament has been played so well due to the shot clock. We've seen teams have to adjust to the shot clock. I even saw in the back gym today, in the James Clemens game, I saw a shot clock violation. Frankie Sullivan, the head coach of James Clemens, started arguing the call that it was tipped out of bounds for him because it was tipped by the other team. But it was a shot clock violation because the ball didn't touch the rim.
I think what I've seen, too, with the shot clock is the defensive intensity is a lot higher because they know if I guard for X amount of time,
right,
they either got to put up a shot or it's going to be a turn.
Exactly. And that, like I say, it's making guys play the game the way it's going to be played on the next level. It's making coaches coach the way the game is coached on the next level. It's making them step up their game. It's making the players step up their game. It's making the referees step up their game. Now, we've had some questionable referee calls, but that's the part of the game. That always happens, right? But it's making them get better, right? They can improve. They can advance in their careers if they choose to, due to how they're playing this tournament. And it's been interesting. It's been great to see. But like I say, man, we're here at the Huntsville City 42nd Annual Huntsville City Classic. iBall Radio, iBallRadio.com. If you want to check out any of the content that we have been producing over this weekend, please go to iBallRadio.com. Get you an iBall Radio subscription. Any players out there, go hit your player card. Go fill out your player card on iBallRadio.com so you can get entered into the iBall Radio player database so anybody can find you, find your information. And if you're good enough, you might just get a phone call.
So just something to reiterate what they just talked about, to remember as this tournament goes on. The gentleman, Coach Jack Dossett, is the coach of Grissom High School, has won this tournament 11 times.
Wow.
11 times.
Wow.
Sometimes that experience gets you to the next round.
Exactly. And we know Jack Dawson's one of the greatest to ever do it, man. Already a Hall of Famer. He's already been a coach of the year, has 10 state championships here in the state of Alabama. So we know his pedigree. We know who he is, man. And like I said, here he is again with a team that people would say is not as talented. Well, You don't have to say it. I'll say it. They're not as talented as his past teams, and yet and still, here he is in the semifinal of another Huntsville City Classic.
And I think it's going to come down to the toughness of his interior players.
Mhm.
He's got, some football guys
Right.
that are tough.
Speaking of one, Jordan Miles right there.
And Buckhorn just does not have a lot
Right.
but their guards are just really good.
They're really good. Right.
So if they shoot like they did before, this one will be lights out early too.
I'm gonna tell you a guy to watch out, man. I'm gonna tell you a guy to watch out for. Lee Garcia. Lee Garcia has been playing exceptional basketball over the last week and a half. Last week in Jasper, he played very well. Here in the first 2 games here in the Huntsville City Classic, he has been shooting lights out. He had 17.6 rebounds and 6 assists in the last game versus Fairfield. Be on the lookout for Lee Garcia. We know about Fred. We know about Jeremiah. We know about Josh. We know about Swaggy, which is Jordan Lindsay. Watch out for that 5th player, which is Lee Garcia, who shoots the paint off the basketball and has good size doing that also. So we're getting ready to tip off. Breezy, we see if he can get that picture in.
Can Grissom run those guys off the 3-point line?
That's going to be the question of this basketball game. What will be – Javon's not even going to jump the tip. He never does. But, yeah, how are they going to defend this, right? How are they going to defend? Well, we're going to see here, man. We will be back probably at halftime, man. We'll come back at halftime, give y'all an update. Like I say, man, go to iBallRadio.com. Anything you want to see about the Huntsville City Classic,
share, man. This is some good content. Y'all
Great
be sure
content.
to invite friends, family.
Tell them.
Whoever, wherever, whenever.
Right, man. Share. And appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Like I said, we will be back right here from the 42nd Annual Huntsville City Classic on iBall Radio, iBallRadio.com, and the iBall Radio YouTube page. Until next time, we out. Peace.